Welcome again. In this short video lecture, we're going to discuss on how to find iterative formulas using Newton-Raphson method to find some roots of some numbers. So let's go into the class. So the first problem is establish the iterative formula for finding square root of a number n, and hence use your formula to approximate square root of 8 to nearest 5 significant figures. So that's the problem. So these are very simple problem to solve if you know the structure of the Newton-Raphson method. So solution. So we'll say let x be the square root of this number n. So we are assuming that the value of the square root of n is x. So we are usually not happy with roots. So let's eliminate the root from the equation. And remember, we eliminate root from an equation, a square root, by simply squaring both sides. So let's call this one equation 1. Eliminating square root from equation 1. Remember this by squaring both sides. We get, so when you square both sides, left-hand side will be x squared, right-hand side will be n. i.e. x squared minus n equals to 0. So call this one question 2. Now, by Newton-Raphson formula or method, if xn denotes the nth iterate, then xn plus 1 is given by xn minus f of xn divided by f prime of xn. So from equation 2, remember this is the formula for solving equations of this form, f of x equals to 0. F of x is given by x squared minus n, which means that f prime of x, when you differentiate this one, you have 2x. So remember, this is a constant, derivative is 0. So from this, let's call this one, this set of this function and this. So let's call this one 2. So it tells us that, let's call this one 3 because we've already labeled 2. From 3, f of xn is given by xn squared minus n, and f prime of xn is 2xn. Simply we are replacing where there's x by xn. So using these values, in the Newton-Raphson formula, we have xn plus 1 equals to xn minus, so where there's f of x, we put xn squared minus n, where the derivative we put 2xn. So simplifying, we'll have actually LCM is 2xn. So this, remember, is like over 1. So this would be 2xn squared minus xn squared, minus then be plus n. So it tells us that xn plus 1 equals to, so 2xn n squared minus xn squared is xn squared plus n over 2xn. So when you divide each term by xn, we'll have xn plus 1 equals to xn over 2 minus n over 2xn plus n over 2xn. So we can factor out a half, and we have a half into xn plus n over xn. So therefore, the iterative formula for root n is xn plus 1 equals to a half into xn plus n over xn. So we have to find, so finding root 8 implies our n is 8. Now, we see that the square of 2 is 4, the square of 3 is 9, and 8 is a number between 4 and 9. So therefore, we can say square root of 8. So square root of 4 is less than square root of 8, which is less than square root of 9. So it tells us that the square root of 8 is between 2 and 3. So this one, we can let, so this is like our A, this is like our B, or this is our XL, this is our XR. So let X naught to be a half of these two extreme values, 2 plus 3, which is 2.5. So remember, xn plus 1 is a half into xn plus n over xn. So x1, when n equals to 0, so we'll have a half into x naught plus n over x naught, which will be a half into 2.5 plus 8 over 2.5. This will give us 2.5. So answer plus 8 over answer times 0.5, 2.85. And then x2 will be a half into x1 plus n over x1, which will be a half into 2.85 plus 8 over 2.85. So answer plus 8 over answer times 0.5. So we get 2.828508,772. So this and these two nearest first significant figures are different, so we have to go to the next. X3 is a half into x2 plus n over x2. So it'll be a half into 2.828508,772 plus 8 over 2.828508,772. When you work out this one, you get answer plus 8 over answer times 0.5. 2.8284271 and then 26. To nearest 5 significant figures, 82, 85, 82, 84. So they're still not the same. So you go to x4, which will be a half into x3 plus n over x3. When you put in the values and work out, you'll have answer plus 8 over answer times 0.5. So you get 2.828427,125. So 82, 84, 82, 84. So these are having the same value. So therefore, square root of 8 is approximately equals to 2.8284 to nearest 5 significant figures. So that's how we solve it. Thank you.